Hello gamers and game mets, what is going on? My name is Keysworn and some of you may know me as Tenek127 Gaming, and welcome back to another video. Guys, in today's video I want to talk to y'all about the cube. However, if you want to stay updated on all things the cube, make sure you're liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and let's go ahead and get on into today's topic. So, Chrono Odyssey. Sadly to say, the beta has let people down. Throne and Liberty did not do what we thought it was going to do. The MMO genre is in a crappy state. I'm not gonna lie about that, guys. And if there's, content y'all would like me to start shifting more towards, and and just keep MMOs as a more of a side thing, or just cover them as they come along, let me know down in the video comments below, because I'm very curious. Do y'all want to see like more gacha games? Do you want to see more action RPGs? Let me know. Just something as a little side here to mention, since we are, talking on the topic of MMOs. But this is the cube. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie, judging by some of the visuals, the customization, and stuff that I'm seeing here in this trailer, these guys definitely know how to try and appeal to us MMO players. And when I look at the cube, it's a, long story short, it's a game made by Mundfish, the people that made the Atomic Heart series, which I've heard is a really good single player RPG kind of shooter game, kind of like Fallout and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't checked that out, check that out. I'm actually planning to play one of them now too, because I'm really curious about this series. But they decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and make an MMO. And when I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was Fallout 76. Now, whoa, stop. Don't go anywhere on me yet. Because I know when you guys hear that, you're probably like, oh, hell no. Because Fallout 76 definitely started kind of rough. I'm just saying, from the tone, the vibe, the type of game it is, and stuff like that. When I look at these single-player, first-person shooter-style RPGs that aren't exactly looter shooters, per se, that's the kind of vibe I get, something like Fallout or Outer Worlds or something like that. And that's kind of just what the vibe that this game gives me. Now when we look at this trailer, we can see all kinds of cool things. There's going to be different abilities in the game, there's going to be some crazy and just awesome looking outfits, all kinds of nice appeal in this game, if you catch my drift for that. But there's also, a lot of weapon customization, giant monsters, and, all kinds of crazy looking content in here. I'm just curious of how this game is going to work as an MMO style game. Are we going to have raids? Is there going to be dungeons? Is it going to be, more of like a open world DayZ kind of survival thing? I'm really curious to see how this game's going to work. Now they do have a little website up here that talks about the game. It just shows, doesn't show you too much, just shows you the trailer, a few screenshots and stuff like that. I'll leave a link to the website down in the description below. They just describe the story a little bit here in a brief little cut. It says, a new deep story with an impactful narrative set in the atomic universe. The world stands on the brink of a new threat. A mysterious giant levitating structure known as the cube has become the epicenter of increasingly dangerous phenomena, and in order to save humanity, players must plunge deep into its secrets and survive. On the surface is a geometrically perfect object, and in truth it's an anomalous shifting place swarming with vicious enemies. But most terrifying of all is its equation hidden at the cube's core. Deciphering the equation can save humanity. Failing to do so means extinction. But beware, the cube can flip everything in an instant. As the world shifts, so do you. So I'm wondering if, the time period you're in, the world setting and everything like that is going to change every time this thing decides to move. Because that's, the way that they're describing it now. I don't know. There's a lot of potential here, but with the way things have been with the MMO genre, I'm going to be, just a little bit on the skeptical side. But this is a brand new, competitor into the MMO scene. These guys have made successful games. Let's give them a chance to see what they got. Let me know what y'all are thinking down in the comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.